Students, I am your Nakshita Miss. I am dealing with your English subject. Okay students, so today we will start the lesson second unit, that is how the dog found himself a new master. The second chapter, the second lesson, how the dog found himself a new master. This lesson we will start in this class. So students, before going to the lesson, what is this story? This lesson is a folk tale. So it's a folk tale. What is this? The kind of the story is folk tale. So as you are 6th standard students, we don't know what does it mean by folk tale. So what we have to do? We have to know first what does it mean by folk tale. So let us see what does it mean by folk tale. Folk tale, it is a kind of a story. It is a kind of a story. Folk tales are popular stories. Those are passed by one generation to another generation. But these are generally in spoken forms. These are not these kind of stories. They don't have any written forms, but they are generally have spoken form. So these folk tales, they are generally said in the spoken forms. Okay, what does it mean by folk tale? We came to know. Folk tales are popular stories passed on generation to generation, generally in spoken form. So let us have what does it mean by folk story, folk tales. Folk tales are popular stories passed on generation generally in spoken form. So these folk stories are generally in spoken forms. They are not in written form. So by reading coming to the headline, by seeing the headline that how the dog found himself a new master, we come to know that the story it may be on a dog. The story it may be on a dog. How it found its master. So by reading the headline, we will come to know that the story it may be of a dog. Okay, we all know that a dog is a faithful animal. Okay, we all know that the dog is a faithful animal. It is a pet. Okay, and how it became a pet. How the human beings started taming dog. So let us see it. Okay students, see, open your book and follow what I read. First we will read the lesson. Okay, see students, before going to the lesson, we have given some important things. See here, before you read, see, you may know that the dog and the wolf are closely related. You may also know something about how over the centuries human beings have domesticated and tamed wild animals. Here is a story about how the dog becomes a tame animal. As students, we all know that the dogs and the categories, the family So let us read the story first. See students. See, first I will read it out. Half a lesson I will read it now. So, dogs were once their own masters and lived in the way wolves do, in freedom, until a dog was born who was ill-pleased with this way of life. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself, looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth. And he set out to find such a master. He walked and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf who was as strong as he was fierce. Where are you going, dog? The wolf asked. I am looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf? I am looking for... Okay. I don't see why not, the wolf said, and this agreed upon, the two of them went on together. They walked, and all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. The dog was much surprised. What come over you, master? He asked. What has frightened you so? Can't you see? There is a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me. Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him. And he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, let us go and find a herd of cows. I will kill a cow and then we can both eat our fill. They walked on and soon saw a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were moving loudly and running in a panic in all directions. The bear looked out from behind a tree, and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. Why did I have to come here? Said he to the dog. It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts. The lion, who is he? Don't you know? He is the strongest beast on earth. Well then, I will say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth. Okay. And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long time. It was a good life, and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. But one day the two of them were walking side by side along a path that ran amid bare cliffs when all of a sudden the lion stopped. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quickly. "What is it, master? Is anything wrong?" asked the dog, surprised. "I smell a man coming this way," the lion said. "We would better run for it or we will be in trouble." "Oh, well then, I will say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long ago, but to this day the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master. So students, this is your second lesson, that is how the dog found himself a new master. So let us start the lesson, students. So students, dogs, we already know that dogs and wolves are of the same family. Dogs and wolves are of the same family. So see here, as the wolves they are living free life, like that only dogs at first, and in ancient times dogs they were also having their free life. They were also living like the wolf. So one day what happened, see here, dogs were once their own master and lived the way wolves do, in freedom, until a dog was born who was ill pleased with this way of life. So in earlier times dogs they were their own masters. They didn't have any masters, but they were their own masters, like wolves. How the wolves they are their own masters, like that only dogs they were also their own masters. They didn't have any masters. They themselves were their own masters, like wolves. Wolves and dogs are of the same family. Yes, we know wolves and dogs are of the same family. Like wolves only, the dogs they were also leading free life. They were also leading free life. Dogs they were also leading free life like wolves. There were no masters. There were no commands of masters on dogs. They were their own masters. One day what happened? Until the one day what happened? One dog it took birth. That dog what it did? It was bored of its life. Why? Because no master was there. No one was taking care of him. No was giving food to him. So they were their own master in the sense they have to do their works themselves. So no one gives them any food. No one takes care of them, and they themselves have to find their food. They themselves have to take care of themselves. So of this life, what the dog it became? The dog it became bored of its life. It became bored of its life. It started feeling boring of its life. So what it felt that? See here, ill-pleased in the sense unhappy. The dog one dog it took birth and it was unhappy. It was ill-pleased in the sense unhappy. Take it down, students. New word, ill-pleased. The dog was unhappy of its life. Why? Because what it wanted. See here. why the life, that kind of life was bored for him was he was not okay, he was sick, he was weak, he was tired of wandering himself to find his own food. So he himself had to wander to find his food. So for that he didn't want to wander to search of his food. So no one was there to give any kind of food to him. So for that he had to search the food. So he was not desired to search for food himself, and he didn't want to frighten for others who were stronger than he. He didn't want to frighten of others who are stronger than he. He didn't want to wander to search his food. He didn't want to frighten. He didn't want to get afraid of others who are stronger than him. So for that he got bored. For that, to get rid of this problem, what he did? The dog, what he did? See, let us see. What he did? See, he thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth. And he set out to find such a master. To get rid of this problem, what he did? He thought over the problem. And he thought and he had decided to become a servant of other. So become a servant of other. If it became the servant of others, what happens? There is no need of wandering for food. There is no need of afraid of others who are stronger than him. So what they do, when he becomes a servant of others, the master will take care of him, and the master will give the food for him, and he will protect them from the other stronger animals than him. The master will take care of him. So for that, the dog, what it did? It thought over the problem and he decided to become a servant of other. The master, he decided to become a servant to who is stronger on the earth. The strongest feature of the earth. To him, the dog, it wanted to become a servant. Why? Because if the master of the dog is the strongest on the earth, then no need to afraid of anyone. No need to wander for his food. So for that, the dog, what it did? It thought that to become a servant of the strongest on the earth. Okay? Are you getting my points? Yes, okay. So the wolves and dogs belong to the same family. So in the earlier days, see students, in the earlier days, what they did? In the earlier days, the wolf life, how the wolves, they are living like that. Only dogs, they were free to live. They were their own masters. But one day what happened? A dog took birth and it was ill-pleased. It was unhappy of its life. Why? Because he was sick and tired of wandering to search his food, and he didn't want to afraid of others. He didn't want to frighten of others who are stronger than he. So for that, what he did? He thought over the problem and he decided to become a servant who is strongest on the earth. To that only he wanted to become a servant. So he decided this and become a servant of the stronger on the earth, he wanted to become a servant. So now what he has to do? He has to search for the master who is stronger on the earth. So let us see in the next class dog where he goes and whom he makes his master. Who is the stronger on the earth? Let us see in the next class. So students, let me end the class here. In next class we will continue the